Hey guys, Jordan here. I just wanted to add a little bit of an intro to a recording we did that we decided to release ahead of the SWOT episode that's going to come out on Monday. Earlier this month, Tatsuya Matsuki, the author of a Shonen Jump manga Act Age, was arrested for indecent acts with children, resulting in the manga's sudden cancellation. We started talking about it on the episode with our guest Audrey, and just figured that it was important enough to release on its own as a bonus episode. And now here's Audrey explaining the situation.
Act Age was quite popular series in Shonen Jump that got canceled this week following the arrest of the author for sexually assaulting two teenage girls.
Yeah.
One was in middle school, the other one was in high school. They were somewhere between 13 and 16. The author's name is Matsuki Tatsuya. He was arrested on August 8th. And what is really sort of a bummer about Act Age, which was an unfortunate name given the circumstances, it's a manga about acting. That was one of the things that really sucks about it, is that Matsuki was not the artist for it. He was just the author, and the artist for it is a woman named Shiro Uzusaki, who is actually a quite young and quite talented artist.
Mm-hmm.
And her response was immediately to say, I want to cancel it. But it's just really a shame that she got caught up in this. So obviously, listen, the situation is horrific.
Yeah.
Shonen Jump did cancel the series pending some meetings to decide about how they were going to punish Matsuki.
Of course, no.
For, again, being arrested, like literally arrested.
For child molestation.
Yeah. The details of what he actually did are unclear yet. The official arrest is for an indecent act.
Ooh.
Which is at the very least like indecent exposure. Whether things are more than that really isn't like for me to speculate on.
Yeah.
Frankly. But I think what it for me is really distressing is the fact that like this is hardly the first time that this issue has come up for Shonen Jump.
Mm.
And like Shonen Jump is creating an environment where these things continue to happen. So, probably the best known example of this is Nobuhiro Watsuki.
Yeah, it's not great.
Creator of Rurouni Kenshin and Buso Renken, who was found with like a lot of child pornography.
Yeah.
Was arrested and then was fine.
He was given, are they currently running a Rurouni Kenshin sequel series, or were they doing that like recently?
I don't know. I don't know if it's still ongoing, but yeah, I mean, like Shonen Jump was like, yeah, sure. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's like, it's fine.
You can still have your position where your job is to communicate to children, because that is the target audience of Shonen Jump. It's kids.
Yeah.
Watsuki's the most well-known. Also, of pretty bad note is Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro, who's probably best known for Toriko, which was serialized between 2008 and 2016 in Shonen Jump, which is a full 6 years after he was arrested and convicted of violating child prostitution laws by paying a 16-year-old girl 80,000 yen to have sex. He was doing a manga at the time called Sekimatsu Leader Den Takashi, which had actually won like an Akatsuka award and Shogakukan manga award for children's manga. Oops! Which was canceled following his arrest, and Shimabukuro was sentenced to 2 years in prison, even though the sentence was suspended. And then he went back to Shonen Jump in 2008 with Toriko, with no negative consequences. So, like, these are, like, explicit criminal acts that, like, continue to happen from Shonen Jump authors. But, like, there's also, like, a lot of extremely questionable content in the manga that's actually being presented. And there was one, Ghost Reaper Girl. Ghost Reaper Girl is a series in Shonen Jump that has a scene where... And this was, like, greenlit this year, I think. So, Ghost Reaper Girl shows really explicit sexual assault and harassment and, like, plays it off as laughs. It's from a mangaka, Ikeda Akihisa, who everyone probably knows from Rosario plus Vampire.
I've heard of that series.
Yup.
Really, like, the lesbian kiss scene was very much plot needed.
This is a description I am taking wholesale from an article on it from comicbookresources.com. Thank you, CBR.com. The story starts with young upstart celebrity Chloe Love, who's trying yet again to make it big in the entertainment industry. Unfortunately for her, the producer she's meeting with is possessed by several perverted ghosts who jut out from his mouth in a disgustingly phallic manner. Chloe is able to fend him off, but he simply strikes back with an army of ghost perverts. The allusions to the unfortunate reality of casting couch grooming and assault within the movie industry industry are certainly timely and topical, but they aren't exactly handled in a serious manner. Especially given how raw and adult this topic is, having it handled in such a cheap, exploitative way is uninteresting at best and offensive at worst. Even the responsible treatment of this topic would be questionable in a series aimed towards young boys, and this is not the responsible treatment.
Oh, jeez. This is like, let's make a series that makes fun of me too.
Yeah.
It really doesn't sound great. I mean, like, I don't have any experience with that, but man, just from that description, that doesn't sound really nice.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a almost 29-year-old woman living in Queens. Like, I'm not going to be changing anything about the way Shonen Jump runs its ship. But I think you see this trend happening over and over again. And I think people are, like, really starting to take notice. And I hope for their own sake, Shonen Jump really, like, gets their act together and starts thinking critically about the stuff they're publishing and the people who they're giving voice to. Because this ain't it, Chief.
This ain't it, Chief.
Yes, very well said.
It's an important part of industry news, and context is important, kids.